what you get now. Xzibit never wait around for no kick down. Got my own loud rocks with me. I swing hard liquor going down by the second round. All hell to underground. What's the difference between me and you? About 5 bank accounts, 3 ounces, and 2 vehicles.
Now in 2000, Dr. Dre executive produced the album Restless. Now people get a beat from Dr. Dre. You might get a verse. Sometimes an ad-lib. Not too many people get second.
Right. And not on Interscope or Aftermath.
And if you're not on Aftermath, yeah.
Right.
You did this on Loud?
On Loud.
How? What did you do? What kind of naked pictures you had?
No, actually,
was the Kendrick before Kendrick.
Actually, that question takes us back to the top of the conversation. After we had did What You See Is What You Get, Loud said go back and make another album. They didn't want to film another video. And Bitch Please hadn't come out yet. It had come out, and that's why I got so mad. Okay, so I got extremely pissed, and so Steve Rifkin was, saying, yeah, it was good, but now imagine if you come out with more music. I was like, you didn't even promote the music that we just put out. So I got pissed and I just left on tour, and I didn't want to do an album. I just refused the budget, and so. Steve Rifkin, shout out Steve Rifkin. I love you, man, but I'm just telling the truth.
Tell it.
Steve, Steve tried to show up to the first Up in Smoke show and was turned away at the gate because they asked me, and I felt like, why should you be able to benefit off something that you had nothing to do with? This relationship that I built with Dr. Dre and Snoop and all these guys is on my accord. Right. And so then it was like, okay, so I'm just gonna go, even though it would be so opportune for me to record an album, you know what I'm saying? I know you're not gonna do right by it, So I just went and started work. Everybody thought I was on Aftermath. Everybody thought I was on Interscope. And so then Dre knew what I was going through, but that's about it. And so afterwards, at the end of midway through the tour, Dre and Jimmy called Steve in and asked, okay, so we love Xzibit, we love what's going on with his career, we love, working with him. We know, you brought him to this point. How can we get him over here with us to, be with us? And Steve said he wrote a number on a piece of paper that Jimmy Iovine was like, really? So it kind of kiboshed it, and I felt like Steve was trying to fuck my shit up. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, yo, man. And he's like, you like my son. I started with you. We're gonna do this thing together. I was like, bro, you didn't even want to film a video where we had the #1 shit across all hip hop. What are you talking about? So I was at odds with the label, and so then when we finished the tour, he was like, let's go do a record. Let's do this, whatever. I was like, yeah, Steve was like, do this record. I was like, I'm only going to do it if you take care of Dr. Dre. And Dr. Dre was like, you're going to pay me this, and then we're going to fucking do this. You know what I'm saying? Right. And then we're gonna get it done. But I don't want this money to come from Xzibit. I want it to come from you.
Wow. That's what Dre said.
Jesus. And that's why the record is out.
What's going on, everybody? It's Jay Coffee Talk. Check it out, man. You guys heard that audio. I get nostalgic, as you guys could tell by the content of my channel. I'm a huge hip-hop fan. So flashback back to when Xzibit is talking about, back when I first, this is when I was growing up, really getting into hip-hop. I believe it was 97, 98. What You See Is What You Get was playing all over BET. This is back when BET played good music. Dope ass song. I wasn't up on Xzibit. A lot of people, if we start talking hip hop and we talk Xzibit, they knew him from the prior album with the Paparazzi song. But I didn't get up on Xzibit until What You See Is What You Get. And it was pretty amazing how they're talking about like a lot of people to this day thought that Xzibit was on the Aftermath roster, that he was signed to Aftermath, because that Restless album, got executive produced by Dr. Dre. That doesn't happen to anybody unless they're on his label. You got to realize, and it's a big deal because also just Dre, there's a lot of people that he has had on his label and they never get it together and get the project out. You know what I'm saying? Like, we obviously know the caliber of producer Dre is, but he does have a long history of people, like albums getting shelved or they just can't, creative differences, and someone comes and goes on the label with never putting a project out. And we're even talking about, if you remember correctly, Rakim. If you guys remember, Rakim was on Aftermath, never got the album out. If you remember the dude Hitman, who was all over the Chronic, he was on like 90% of the songs, was supposed to be his next big artist. Project never came out. So it's a huge deal. Now, you heard him say he was Kendrick before. Kendrick referring to, I guess he's saying that Kendrick got the executive produced project without being a member of Aftermath, but I don't know that to be true. So get in the comments if you guys are aware. But I believe that top dog, they signed like a joint deal with Aftermath Interscope, I believe. So I believe Kendrick technically is, on his label, is on the Aftermath roster. But anyways, everyone always thought Xzibit was Aftermath, but he wasn't. So you heard him talking about how What You See Is What You Get was on fire, all over the place, burning up the charts, getting played on BET, as I said, when they played good music videos and things like that. Some artists, it wasn't just like well-known artists. There was guys that were semi-underground getting play on there. And I don't even think they really even play music videos like that anymore. But it just was nice to see because you seen Xzibit on there. I remember seeing him on a Defari track. He did a lot of features. He was on the Bitch Please video with Snoop, where he recorded that with Snoop. That was kind of the way he got in with Dre. He was doing stuff with Eminem. He was all over the place, man. Sway Tech, just doing a lot of features, and he was really set to blow with this Restless album, and I was pulling for him, and it all worked out. They were able to work it out. As he said, Steve Rifkin originally didn't want to see, he was salty. He was salty. He didn't want him to go to Dre unless he was well compensated. But it all worked out. You know what I'm saying? And we see a lot of artists have problems with their management and label, and it doesn't work out. So it's pretty cool that this all worked out for Xzibit. Restless is a classic album in my opinion as well. But yes, he was never a member of Aftermath, just closely affiliated with them. As you guys seen, he was all over the Chronic. 2001, he was on the Up in Smoke tour. He was a part of the team. So without being a part of the team. So I don't know. I just found this interesting and wanted to share it with you guys. As I said, I get nostalgic thinking about back when I was coming up and I was into hip hop. It was a different time back then. But I don't know, guys. Get in the comments. Let me know what you think about this, about Xzibit, about that album, about his relationship with Dre and Aftermath and everybody, and Eminem and Snoop, and I don't know, guys. Just wanted to share this with y'all. Let me know what you think in the comments. Hit the like and subscribe. Don't forget to hit the bell. It's J Coffee Talk. Till next time, I'm out of here, y'all. Peace.